Life is about second chances, sometimes even more than second chances. We've all made mistakes in our life. I 100% know I've made mistakes in my life. Maybe some even bigger than what Romelu Lukaku has done. We can all agree on that. Is it time to sort of move on? Is it time to sort of move on? He's come out, he's said sorry. Of course, we can't forget what he's done. But time's the biggest healer. Time's the biggest healer. It'll be interesting to see what Lukaku does from here on in. Can he really rectify the situation? Goals, performances, putting your blood and sweat for Chelsea Football Club and connecting with the club, your manager, your teammates, and most importantly, the fans. And over time, perhaps, you could possibly get that second chance.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspurs in the Carabao Cup. This is going to be a tasty affair. Look, the way I see the whole situation is, I don't think we're in the league title contendership at all. We're so miles behind City. It's just a formality at the moment to come second if we can, and second, third, doesn't really matter. I mean, if we can come second, fantastic. If we can keep the gap between City and us to as minimal as possible, that's probably the damage limitation. So for me, domestic cups, any cup competition, Champions League, Club World Cup, these are the most important factors. And I expect us to perform really well and put up a decent team against this Tottenham team. I just want to quickly show you guys the fixtures as well, just quickly, before we get into this whole situation of Romelu Lukaku's apology and whatnot, which just dropped a moment ago. This is what we've got, ladies and gentlemen, coming up. Chelsea versus Tottenham, which is the next game. Then we've got Chelsea-Chesterfield in the FA Cup during the weekend. And then we've got Chelsea-Tottenham again for the second leg of the Carabao Cup. I mean, it's quite mad that there's two legs for this particular competition. I know this is tradition, but I mean, do these guys think they're Champions League or something? Two legs, like, come on, like, get over yourself. But it is what it is. I expect Chelsea and Spurs to put up a strong team because this is your game, big game of the week. Chesterfield, I'm pretty sure there'll be good rotations there. And then we've got Spurs again midweek next week. That could see some rotation because we've got Man City coming up in the weekend. It all depends where we are in the first leg. If we've cleaned up Tottenham in the first leg, then maybe there's going to be some rotation. If we haven't or we're behind, pretty sure we might field a strong team there as well. Because at the end of the day, as much as we need to go out there and perform against City, but what's the chances that we're going to actually go away from home and beat Man City? So we'll see what happens. And then we've got Spurs again. So we've got Spurs 3 times in the next 5 games, which is quite incredible. So, yeah, I've got a feeling that we probably will be fielding a strong team. But the biggest story that's going around at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, is this one. This is what's happening right now. Romelu Lukaku's message. He has come out and said sorry. It's dropped literally a moment ago in Chelsea YouTube channel. Go and check that out. Personally, it's a polar opposite to what he said in the Sky Italy interview to what he's saying now. And look, it's a formality. He's said the sorry. At least it's something I can say, tick mark. He's at least provided an apology. Let's move on. Had he not provided an apology, it would make me feel, oh man, what's going on here? Like, how arrogant can this individual be? At least he's provided something. I still don't buy it because it's, as I said, it's total polar opposite to what he said in the Sky Italy. It makes me think, which one's true? Like, was that true? Was this true? Look, it doesn't matter. We can sit here and talk about which feeling was his most honest feelings. I don't know. What matters from here on in, ladies and gentlemen, is he needs to bang in goals. He needs to perform his backside off for the team, for Thomas Tuchel, for this club, for the fans. and needs to do level best to connect with us. And I believe in time, everything heals. And it's totally up to him. It's totally up to him how he wants to treat this situation now. Does it create more havoc when summer window comes along? It's now up to him. He's mentioned, this is what he's saying: Chelsea fans, I'm sorry for the upset I've caused. You guys know the connection I have with this club. It's up to me now to restore your trust. Let's see what he's capable of doing. He's saying that it's up to him. Now, actions speak louder than words, my man. So let's see what he has to say. This is extract that's gone around. Let me just bring this up. Let me just refresh this. Romelu Lukaku on what he can achieve this year. A lot. You have to believe you can take it game at a time. You cannot look forward. We have a very important game against Spurs now. We have to set the tone from the first minute. He goes on to then say, looking back at the game against Liverpool, we showed we can compete. We are unlucky not to get the win. If we can set the same tone, we can keep the momentum going and turn those draws into wins. It can be a very exciting season for us. It's good to know that he was watching the Liverpool game, supporting the team from far. Very excited. These are the moments. So Romelu Lukaku and Chelsea's upcoming fixtures. Very excited. These are the moments that you play football for. As a team, we have to prepare in the best way. Further goes on to say, the manager is going to set up a plan for us to be successful. That's what you want at this football club. So I'm excited. I'm really good at saying something positive about Thomas Tuchel. It didn't go well for you, my man, with Sky Italia. Romelu Lukaku on settling in at Chelsea. It's been good, to be honest, because my teammates helped me out a lot. The group has done everything they can to make sure I settle in well. The only thing I miss is my family. And he said that he's going to get his family back very soon. I think over here. My mum, my two boys at home, they're the persons I miss the most, but they are moving in soon. Hopefully they can, then I can enjoy life a bit more. I mean, this is why Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel, they're a bit shocked when the whole interview took place, because they never saw any indication that he was upset. So to Chelsea fans, I'm sorry for the upset I've caused. You guys know the connection I've had with the club since teenage years. I totally understand you guys being upset. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is at the end of the day. Let's move on. Let's put away this saga. It's been mad. Let's hope he bangs in the goals, and let's see what he does over time from here on in. I know it's not going to be difficult, but it's something. Let's start again. Let's start afresh. As I said, we've all made mistakes in our lives. I've made mistakes. I'm pretty sure you guys have made mistakes. So let's start afresh and let's see where it goes. If this continues, and Thomas Tuchel said in the press conference that this is the first time he's seen this issue with Romelu Lukaku since he's arrived. So if this becomes a trend, we'll see. Right now, I guess we have to move on. This is from Matt Law. Thomas Tuchel could not have handled that press conference about Romelu Lukaku any better. Back in the squad, he's apologized, and hopefully the fans can now forgive him. 100%. The way Thomas Tuchel, and I want to take a moment and applaud Thomas Tuchel. The way he handled that press conference was sensational. Sensational. He carried it with such composure, such intellectuality. Every question he handled it brilliantly, and no wonder Roman Abramovich is so proud that he's handled the situation perfectly. And this is what makes me think we need to stick with this guy, ladies and gentlemen. We need to stick with him long time. We can do a lot of damage with him. We can win a lot of stuff, and we can create a legacy. We have a gaffer now that we can back for a long, long time. And I hope the board sees it that way as well. Backs him. You need to back him with players. That's how you keep positive momentum, success going. You can't have a particular scenario where you don't back the manager. We have a situation where we need left wing back. We possibly need a right wing back. In the summer, we probably need a midfielder, maybe a couple of wingers, goal scoring. You have to back the manager. You need to give him what he needs. So I hope that there's a good connection between the manager and the board, because there's certainly a good connection between the manager and the fans. So let's see what happens. This was good to see. This is what we're not going to go through every single word that Thomas Tuchel said in the press conference, because there was a lot about Romelu Lukaku, which is well documented. We all know what's going on. There's a bit about Rudiger as well. We've covered that in our recent stream that we did. Do check that out if you've missed out. But what we will cover is who's in terms of team news. This is the team news, ladies and gentlemen. Andreas is doubt for tomorrow. Trevor is out because of re-injury. Timo Werner trained yesterday. We have one more training to go. He feels much better, which is a good thing. He did full intensity, no reaction so far. If the training is going well, we can have him on the bench or give him some minutes. So that's good to hear that Timo Werner is back. Hopefully we'll see Ziyech as well. I think there were some injury issues around Ziyech over the last couple of matches. But good to see Timo Werner back, and looks like Christensen is down. Trevor Chalobah is out as well. So we're going to have to probably field a strong back three, but we'll see once we go into the team selections. Let's have a look at some of this Spurs point of view. Look, guys, Antonio Conte, he's back at Stamford Bridge. This is huge. This is the gaffer that's won us the last Premier League, in fact. So this is going to be quite intense. It didn't end up well with Antonio Conte when he left. Lawsuits, players being upset. Willian did a recent interview in 5 with Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel, and you can tell Willian, he did not fancy Antonio Conte one bit. I mean, he respected him for the stuff he's done. I don't think he appreciated Antonio Conte. Diego Costa obviously had the same issues. Cesc Fabregas is someone probably doesn't appreciate Antonio Conte much. But he's achieved the league title with us. He got an FA Cup. He got a whole heap of players that we are still clearing out. He left us in a bit of a mess, obviously, with the whole lawsuit situation. He's a madman. There's no doubt about that. And he's going to be returning back to Stamford Bridge. I want to see how the reception is in the ground. Look, he was a passionate manager for us. And I think, once again, if Antonio Conte got his players that he wanted, I don't think he wanted Alvaro Morata. I think he wanted Romelu Lukaku back then, and I think Lukaku wanted Antonio Conte. Maybe there could have been some madness back then. You know, he wanted Nyangalan, he wanted Alexandro. We did not give him all of those players. But it is what it is. He's a Spurs manager now, and they're doing well. They're doing well. Look at this. Antonio Conte is the first manager in Tottenham's history to go unbeaten in his first 8 league matches. 0-0 against Everton, 2-1 against Leeds, 2-0 against Brentford, 3-0 against Norwich, 2-2 against Liverpool, which they probably should have won as well, 3-0 against Palace, win, 1-1 against Southampton, which was, I suppose, a bit of a shock result, 1-0 against Watford. So, look, they're in the upward trajectory, and I expected this. I honestly expected this, and I'm not one bit surprised that they're doing well, and I'm pretty sure they're going to field a fairly strong team, even though there's some concerns about, you know, the disease situation in their team. Again, a few players could be out due to that, but we'll see what happens. Tottenham under Antonio Conte unbeaten in 8 Premier League games, more than 2 XG in 7 out of 8 games, positive XGD, and more than 1 times XGD in 6 out of 8 games. Now 2 points behind 4th with 2 games in hand. This is quite incredible. This is why Arsenal fans need to relax, because these guys, they're just around the corner. From least distance covered, this is another factor. From least distance covered in the Premier League per game to the most, this guy is making Spurs work. Look at this guy's intensity. I mean, he means business. He'll probably run down the players by the end of the season, but he means business. Antonio Conte, in regards to coming back to Stamford Bridge, Tottenham head coach insists he has nothing to prove ahead of Chelsea's since Chelsea returned since sacking. See what he has to say, some of the quotes that he was saying. Let's have a look at that. I'm a manager with experience. I have continued to do an important job in other teams. What I can say is I spent 2 amazing seasons. I created a lot of friendships in the club. We did a really important, good job. I also enjoyed the work there. I have to tell thanks to Chelsea because they gave me the possibility to work in England. It will be good and emotional to come back to Stamford Bridge, but now I'm the manager of Tottenham and I want to give this club 100%. So look, it's going to be electrifying, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be absolutely electrifying, this particular match. There's obviously the rivalry. Yeah, as you guys know, for some reason, even when we don't play Spurs, apparently the fans sing out, "We hate Tottenham, we hate Tottenham," which is quite incredible, even when Tottenham's not even playing. In recent history, there's been some quite, explosive matches between the two. And earlier on this season, we beat them in the Premier League quite comprehensively, and now this is a different Spurs with a different mentality again under Antonio Conte. We'll see. As I said, I expect them to field a very strong team, and I expect us to field a very strong team. Before we get into the team selection, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Keep hitting the like button, and if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We are now running wild towards 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy. And hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. So let's get straight into this, ladies and gentlemen. My goalkeeper, it's going to be Kepa. Obviously, Mendy's gone for African Cup of Nations, so this is a no-brainer now. Bettinelli, I don't think he's going to get an opportunity. And Kepa, he's been waiting for this. So now he's going to get a prolonged session of matches. I hope he puts on good performances. I hope he gets some clean sheets. I hope there's no howlers. Please, please, please. So I'm wishing him the best. I'm going with Rudiger. I don't see Malang Sarr starting this. This is an important game. We need to win these cup competitions. I'm not going to appreciate if any of the fans say, "Oh, this is just Carabao Cup." What do you mean this is just Carabao Cup? It's not like we're going to win the Premier League. So let's win all these other club competitions. We are deep into this now. Let's go out there and win it. We have a good opportunity. So I'm going to go with Rudiger. Christensen is doubtful. Silva has been training. I'm going to go with Silva. Chalobah is injured, so he's not going to feature. I'm going to have to go with, this is the interesting part. Do I go with Azpilicueta? I guess I don't have any other options, do I? I'm going to have to go with Azpilicueta. Because if I play Azpilicueta in right wing back, well, who's going to be my RCB? There are no other options. These are the three defenders that are available. Christensen is still doubtful. Hopefully he can be available for the future matches. So I'm going to go with this back three. Left wing back, has to be Alonso. Because our board, it seems like they don't know Chilwell is injured. They're not moving quick. They're only now looking to speak to Leon about Emerson. They're looking into the bench. The Luka Dean situation. 4th January. Well, it's 5th January for me. It will be 5th January for people in UK. We definitely won't have a left wing back ready for this particular match. Let's be honest about it. Not even for the Chesterfield match. God knows if we're going to have a left wing back for the second leg for Spurs, which is mad. You'd think the board, knowing that Chilwell's been gone for a little while, he's been injured, that we would have something ready by now. The fact that we're just starting the conversation now, it's not good enough. They don't seem like they're serious, and we're leaving ourselves very open. Alonso can't play every single match, and let's be honest, he's not going to be able to provide high-quality matches on a regular basis. So, and it's not like he provides high-quality matches at all. It's always that 50-50, some good moments, some bad moments. We need to find a solution ASAP, but it's Alonso for the time being. In the right wing back, what do you do? We need a right wing back as well. There's no Reece James. This is what I mean. I keep getting frustrated with the board, how they're just leaving Thomas Tuchel like this. Look, it's going to have to be either Pulisic or Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm going to have to go with Pulisic and probably put Callum on the left inside forward. I mean, look, it can be either way. Pulisic was good against Liverpool in that left inside, where although he was more mobile, he was very fluid. Who do you choose? Look, it doesn't really matter. You can have Pulisic here. You can have Pulisic. Look, you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have both the players. It can be either or. You can have Chohi and we can have Pulisic as well. Look, it doesn't really matter. For me, it doesn't really matter. I could prefer either one of them. Maybe I'd probably prefer Pulisic up there. Let's change it up. Maybe I'd probably prefer Pulisic up here. Let's have Cho as the backup. And possibly Cho here. And Pulisic as a backup. All this tells me that we need to get a solution for the right wing back position as well, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope the board wakes up, because Reece James ain't going to be back anytime soon. Minimum 2.5 months, I'd say. Close to 3 even. In the middle, Jorginho didn't play. Conte and Kovacic had an unbelievable game against Liverpool. maybe it's time to get a bit of rest, especially Conte, get a bit of rest. I'm a bit scared. Perhaps it's time for Jorginho and Kovacic again. I don't think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is ready, and I don't think we should give Saul a go in this particular game. He could come off the bench. I've got no issues with it. Jorginho and Kovacic, Conte, 100% take rest. I can't afford to get Conte injured. I'd rather have Conte in the second leg away from home. I think that's going to be very, very interesting at Spurs Stadium. And that for that particular match, I want to make sure Conte is ready. And obviously, we've got City after that. We showed you guys the fixtures. I need Hakim Ziyech to start, ladies and gentlemen. Ziyech for me starts. He hasn't played for the last few games. He's been training. There's been pictures been floating around. For me, Ziyech starts. This now, ladies and gentlemen, do you have Lukaku starting? He's apologized. Do we move on? Or do we somewhat protect him and give him, let him come off the bench? I think the fans in the ground will be okay now. I don't think they'll be booing their own player. Like, he's done the due diligence now. Whether you like the apology or not, at least he's done it. Let's move on. We need to win. I'd probably start Lukaku. I probably would. I mean, Havertz had a game against Liverpool, just came back from injury. I don't want to force him into this match. Timo Werner is just training again. Don't want to force him into the match. Lukaku should be fit. He was fit. He was brilliant against Aston Villa. He was very good against Brighton as well. Just sad that we didn't get that victory. He was the only player that looked really good against Brighton. So for me, he should be match fit. And let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get him started. And hopefully this particular lineup, this looks like a solid lineup for me. Lukaku up front, Pulisic, Ziyech, Alonso, Jorginho, Kovacic, Kalamantanador, Rudiger, Silva, Aspi, Kepa. Let's go and get this victory. I'm not messing about. I'm not messing about with this Spurs team in the Carabao Cup. Let's get this win, get a strong performance in the first leg. This team, Spurs got some question marks with a couple of their players, but I'm still pretty certain they'll put up a strong team. Harry Kane, Son, Lucas Moura, the likes, and Ndombele, whoever else, they'll put up a strong team, I'm pretty sure. But this team should be able to put them down to the sword, to be honest. I'm expecting, hopefully, it's going to be a tough game. Antonio Conte is not going to come to Stamford Bridge and get a whooping. It's going to be a tough game. Hopefully, we keep a clean sheet. If we can get a 2-0 victory, I'm hoping a 2-0 victory, take that to the Spurs home ground, and we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are, what you think about that team that I've come up with. What's your score prediction? How you feel about Lukaku's apology? Are you okay now? Are you not okay? Let me know. How do you think Thomas Tuchel handled that situation? And how do you feel about Antonio Conte returning back to Stamford Bridge? Please comment below, smash the like button if you've enjoyed this video, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Until next time, see ya.